Every year, hundreds of tons of cocaine makes its way into this country. More than half of it comes from the jungles of Peru. This innocent-looking shrub, the coca plant, is the root ingredient for cocaine. The leaves are dried and chemically processed in jungle labs like this one to become one of society's most dangerous drugs. The U.S. and Peruvian governments are now taking the war on drugs to the source, into the remote coca fields. They are helped in part by an Arkansas-based nonprofit organization. Winrock International has the daunting task of convincing farmers to find agricultural alternatives to this traditional but now illegal cash crop. These Arkansas-trained advisors trek into the rainforests and into the front lines. Channel 7's Steve Powell ventured into the jungles of Peru to see firsthand Winrock's war on drugs.
As the rainy season draws closer, a layer of thick white clouds envelops the Andes Mountains, hiding much more than the Peruvian jungle below. There are stories hidden here, stories of drugs, of terror, and finally, of hope. Poverty lives in the Upper Rimac River Valley. Finding the necessities of life is the primary occupation of anyone who is lucky enough to get past childhood. The hard-weathered faces of the people here are proof indeed of hard lives and of a still harder lesson. You do indeed reap what is sown. Coca is what has been sown here, a plant that easily blends into the hillsides it clings to. Its single distinguishing feature is its ominous potential. You see, the odds are good this plain little leaf will wind up on a city street somewhere across the United States, transformed into crack or cocaine. Growing coca here is illegal, but these farmers are hardly greedy drug lords. Their goal is simply survival, and that is how Winrock International hopes to affect change, by providing the tools and know-how to grow other crops, like pineapple, coffee, or even rice, that will yield the same income as the illicit coca. It is not an easy sell. Well, really, this is what Winrock is up against. This is a huge field of coca leaves, one of thousands throughout this country. This one stretches as far as you can see in either direction. It's easy to grow, and it can be harvested 4 times a year. And it's not just coca's profit potential that Winrock must combat. It is a decade reign of terror, when this part of Peru was ruled by narco-traffickers. Dr. Cher Plunkett is a Fort Smith native who works for USAID, a government agency coordinating groups like Winrock. He says these drug terrorists gave farmers just 2 options.
The way the narco-traffickers approached them, they said, grow coca and we'll give you something for it. And oh, by the way, if you don't grow it, we'll kill you.
They were true to their word. There is hardly anyone left here over the age of 30. The drug terrorists murdered the adults and stole the children. Farmer Felipe Hudman tries to forget.
The terrorists came with in groups of 50 and 40 people with guns, no? They killed the people, the farmers, no? Was well, she says horrible, and he lost two brothers.
As you travel throughout the jungle, the stories are the same. A lost husband, an uncle, babies. The Peruvian government says they have now captured most of the terrorists. Although television reports explain the army is still searching today in this valley. In the meantime, Winrock workers like Ricardo Luna are forging relationships with farmers such as Felipe. His confidence in his fledgling coffee crop is growing daily.
We offer options to the farmers. You know, we not push. Yeah. We give an options market, no? Well,
it's a slow change over.
Yeah, slow changing.
So far, there is evidence that change is slowly taking hold.
Well, this is one of the hardcore areas. In the past 3 years, the amount of land under coca in this country has gone down tremendously.
Acre by acre, Winrock hopes to make farmers see the wisdom of letting go of their coca culture, planting in its place a legal, safer alternative they can literally live with. Now, for every field Winrock can convert to those safer alternatives means less cocaine on the streets here. In fact, for every 500 acres taken out of coca production, there is one less metric ton of cocaine on the market.